Welcome to Great Talk and Entertainment. I am your host, KJ, and this is the podcast where I review movies and TV shows from all your favorite superheroes, including Marvel Comics, DC Comics, and much more. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Great Talk and Entertainment official channel. Now let's go, baby. Welcome back, everyone, to the podcast as I continue on from the new Disney Plus series and on Hulu, Marvel's Echo. This is episode 4, spoiler review. So, if you have not seen this show yet, go back, watch it, come back, and then watch this spoiler review. Let me know how you feel about each and every episode, and let me guys know what your guys' theories in the comments below. I truly appreciate it. Y'all been warned. Let's get into it. This episode starts off with re-showing us the scenes when Maya was a young child and she was being pretty much raised by Kingpin at this point. And if you remember, it goes back to the scene when little Maya is going to get some ice cream, and the guy who's the ice cream man, he was being really rude, like a dick about it, but the ice cream man couldn't understand what she wanted for, so he pretty much told her to scram. Yeah, and obviously then Kingpin took him to the back of the alley and beat him up really bad. And what happened was he was calling like somebody, like one of his servants, to get a new jacket or a suit, because obviously there was blood all over him. And Maya actually saw the whole thing. And he was kind of like confused, but then we see as Maya as a child, she obviously had a lot of rage and a lot of emotions at that age she didn't understand. And we see her kick the ice cream man too as well. And then pretty much Kingpin just walked her back to the SUV. So that's the kind of dynamic of how their relationship really started. They were bonding through their emotions, their anger, and obviously, Kingpin has raised her to be a fighting machine. So we see all that, and then it goes to the scene where they had like their Sunday dinner between Kingpin and Maya, and there is always an interpreter there to help Kingpin understand what Maya is saying through sign language. And he told her, hey, you're good, you're dismissed. And they shoot her and then bury the bat, dispose of the body pretty much. And this is the reason why they're re-showing those, is it's like, okay, Maya is the author of these flashbacks when it comes to her childhood and meeting Kingpin, but the harsh reality is much darker, and it's just the way Kingpin is throughout this whole episode. He was very manipulating. He was using her emotions against her to use her for his business. But we also see that they have like a special bond per se, because it's very unique about this, because throughout the rest of the episode we get this conversation between Kingpin and Maya as they're getting ready to sit down and have, as he said, Sunday dinner, even though it was on a Thursday, right? And you see that what's unique is she couldn't trust him, and so she poured the wine. But then we learn that Kingpin didn't poison the food, but we also learn this is the first time we see Kingpin give somebody a second chance, because she was thinking, okay, this is it, because she was trapped, like in that trailer or little small house. She was trapped. Like his Kingpin's goons were out there, and so she knew that she was gonna die, because an eye for an eye. That's Kingpin's like motto. He will get you back for it. And he left, and he gave her this option. You know, if you come home with me back to New York, Maya can become the queen pin. So he's basically saying, I will give you everything that he has, that he's built. And he's going to pass the torch to her. Like this was going to be the one that was going to continue his legacy. And that was the whole big deal about this whole episode. Because after that, we get this conversation between Henry, her uncle, about this because Maya was literally considering doing this. And that's why Henry said this phrase or the quote that that's what scares him, that she would be so good as the queen pin that she's capable of doing and be very successful at it. With that being said, while they're having that, Maya and her grandmother both have a vision at the same time. And Henry freaks out, but he knew the only one person who can help Maya figure out and understand this vision was the grandmother. So he pretty much put Echo or Maya in his truck and drove her to her grandma's house. And then her grandma explains that when she gave birth during a ritual, as she gave birth to Maya's mother, she survived this birth. Now remember, the doctor said, hey, this baby might not make it, which we're talking about Maya's mother. But the Native America of that tribe said, no, we'll take the risk, and they did this all natural. But this what caused a connection. So we know the CHAFA. I'm just gonna spell that out. CHAFA. Chafa is the legendary story that's been talked about through this whole episode. And she explains that these are people from the past who are living through Maya now. And they're guiding her. They're giving her the ability, the power, and the strength, right? Because she explains that there's a strong connection between Maya's mother and Maya's grandmother, that because mother and daughter basically. And it's so unbreakable because of the history of that Native American tribe came from. And so this is very spiritual. And you know, when Maya's mom was murdered or killed in a car accident, it was just too much for Maya's grandmother to even look at Maya as a kid. So she was very angry at her father, and she was just mad. And we just learned so far in this episode is that they could not patch things up. They try to patch things up, but they still, in their own ways, haven't forgave each other or themselves. So it was just very unexplainable, but I felt like that there's more to this story, that it's not over yet, to where they're going to come together and forgive each other. So there's a possibility there could be more to this, and how long they want to expand this particular story to show who Maya is. And they also explain, the grandmother explained that the reason why she can have these abilities sometimes too is the fact that it's called echoes. The spirits echoes through her to give her that ability. And I thought that was pretty cool. I didn't even catch that, so I just wanted to put that in there. And then there's a song that started playing, and it's called Down to the River to Pray by Alison Karis, which is Karis, Rauss. If I said the last name wrong, and if I did, I apologize. But this song plays until Maya walks into the hotel where Kingpin is staying at. That he said, "Hey, if you made up your mind, meet me at the hotel, and we'll get on the plane and go back to New York." But she comes in, points a gun at Kingpin. And Kingpin explains at this moment that she knew what she got her into after being called a monster becomes turned into a hero. And Kingpin also loses his cool. And he shows her that this is the hammer that he killed his dad because his dad used to beat his mother. And handing it to her, the hammer, to Maya for herself, to free herself. And that was the whole thing, but she couldn't. And this is the thing where Kingpin was like saying, like, this is a full circle. And I think what it means is Kingpin pretty much was telling her that I raised you to lead you all up to this particular moment or time. Because now he feels like she's ready to take his place and do it the way he would do it. So this is a father-daughter type parallel between the two. And they can relate to each other. He's trying to show her that those two can relate. That's why they should trust each other. Like, but he's not denying that he killed her father. He's not denying that he's a monster. But he's saying that she is too. And what makes them monsters in his mind, or heroes, is they took it upon themselves and try to make this to help them become stronger to what they're trying to achieve within this series. So that's the dynamic version of this. So, and what I really liked about this is they're trying to show us as the viewers that she can go the dark path or the light path, the hero way, the villain way, basically. And she obviously decides that she's not going with Kingpin. He was just pissed. And now Kingpin has to, at some point, he's going to have to do the thing that he's not wanting to do. But he has to put the fear of God in her now. And Kingpin's own way. And I think that's what leading it up. It's kind of like Gamora and Thanos' type of mother or daughter, father type relationship. Same thing in almost ways. Just one's street level and one's a celestial, a titan. But when we get to that end, he's mad. But she has made her choice that she's done with the Kingpin. So it's going to be very interesting to see where this goes. But I really like that. And I really like how this character is trying to grow and change her ways, in the sense. And it seems like the message of this whole series so far is letting go of the pain. And that's what's really cool about this episode. I think it wasn't very action-packed, but it's really building up how these characters are and how they move. So I definitely enjoyed this. So if I had to give this a 1 out of 10, definitely gave it a 10. Because I think this really sets a lot of things up for this character, Maya and Kingpin, for more. Because now we're really going to see them do some really cool things in the cinematic of the Marvel Universe. So that's why I think they have these episodes like that. Is instead of just showing that she can fight, they're showing that, look, she's struggling. Here's some of the things she's battling. And here's some of the sacrifices that she's going to have to make for the greater good. And Kingpin, just like Thanos, he's going to do the exact same thing, but what he thinks is what's the greater good. So that's the dynamic of this whole series is we're going to see two different characters go on two different paths, and it's going to play out through the whole MCU, basically. So I think that's really cool, but that is my review. Thank you so much for listening. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Great Talking Entertainment official channel. Subscribe, hit that notification button so you can always be updated with all my latest content. Thank you, and peace